こんにちは。aps アカデミー講師の上村紅巴です。英語の語順のまま理解する、いわゆる直読直解の習得を目標に音読を続けていってください。それでは早速音読を始めます。デジタルカメラの利点がもたらす変化。Last summer, my sister Katie and I traveled around the United States for a month. We visited many parts of the country, eating at various kinds of restaurants: Chinese, Hawaiian, French, Cuban, and Thai. Before every meal, my sister performed the same little ceremony. She pulled out her digital camera and photographed the food. "What are you doing?" the waiter or waitress sometimes asked, afraid that there was something wrong with the food. "It's just part of our travel diary," Katie would reply as she put away her camera and began to eat. At first, I laughed at our behavior. As our travels continued and we put the pictures into my computer, however, I saw the value in having a record of such things. We could just click on a photo and be reminded not only of the meal, but of other things that had happened during that part of our journey. "Oh, that's the restaurant we visited, just after we saw that huge flock of ducks at the lake," Kate might say. The photo was like a diary, but much easier and faster to put together. If asked to write it all out in a diary, we would soon get tired of the task. But with one click of the camera, there is a picture which serves as a reminder. This kind of travel diary is very practical in the age of digital cameras. In the past, we had to wait a day or more for the film to be developed. That was very inconvenient. We used to take a lot of pictures, but once we stuck them in albums, we rarely looked at them. In contrast, it's very easy to keep digital photographs in a PC. And because we use computers almost every day, the photographs are only a click away. We can now easily share these memories with many people than in the past. Look on the internet and you can find people from many parts of the world sharing their lives with friends and relatives, and strangers, through their digital photographs. With the development of the camera-cell phone combination, sharing photos has become even more convenient. The trend continues with many traditional camera makers announcing that they will stop producing most, if not all, of their film-based cameras. Another element of the convenience of digital photos is economic. The cost of digital photography is extremely low. Keeping photos on our computers is nearly free. Printing them out is easier than before too, though the cost of ink and paper is still fairly high. Since we need only print out the ones we want, however, the overall cost is lower than in the past. With more photos stored electronically rather than on paper, cost is not a big concern. The convenience of digital photography is changing the way we record our experiences. The kind of photos Katie took as we traveled around the US were quite different from those that travelers in the past typically took. Katie didn't take pictures of us standing near some famous tourist site. "We don't need to prove that we were here," Katie would say, adding, "I want to remember the little things we are doing on this trip." One look at the pictures you find on the internet shows that she isn't the only one with that idea. You'll find pictures of people brushing their teeth, or sitting in the car, or watering their flowers. Any seemingly unimportant activity can become something worth recording. As new technology becomes available, our idea of how to use things change. In the past, cameras were mainly used to record special events. For example, as Katie was looking through some old albums from our grandmother's house the other day, she cried, "When did these people have a life? All they did was go to weddings, anniversaries, and graduation ceremonies." Today, however, using digital cameras, we can easily record everything we do. Moreover, there is software being developed that will do much more. For example, it will be able to collect emails, photos, and appointments on your computer to record almost everything you do. Such software, when further developed, will preserve more and more of our lives as we actually live them. Oh, here's that delicious dish we had in that little town in Louisiana. Remember that? My sister says, as we look through some of the pictures. Not only do such pictures remind us of the common activities that make up our actual lives, but they also teach us to appreciate these everyday experiences. どうだったでしょうか？一つの長文を最低5回は読むようにしてください。以上、aps アカデミー講師の上村紅巴の音読動画でした。次回をお楽しみに。